Hey family, I'm Kaelion, and I interpret messages from the divine in music. I'm a U.S. Army veteran, a seeker, and a messenger, and I walk with those who carry both shadow and flame. Today's song is Johnny Was by Bob Marley, and I've been waiting to do a Bob Marley song for quite some time. It's a song about loss, about watching someone you love taken too soon, and about the heartbreak of violence and systems that keep repeating their same cycles. Check it out on YouTube if you haven't heard it. For me, this song isn't just music, it's personal. It's a tribute to my father, Johnny D. When my mother died of HIV when I was just 3 years old, my father took custody of me. He was already sick with the same disease, but for a few years he gave me all the love he could. He encouraged me in martial arts, tried to toughen me up for a world he knew was harsh, and he wanted me to be strong enough to survive. By the time I was 6, I had to watch that same disease take him too. First my mother, then my father, both gone before I had a chance to really know them. But in a bit of a miracle for the time, although they both already had the disease before I was born due to his drug addiction, it never passed on to me. Growing up, I heard nothing but praise about my father, from friends, from family, and from my grandparents who raised me after he was gone. To them, Johnny D was a saint, a bright light, someone special, and I believed it. But deep down, it intimidated me. I thought if he was an angel, then what did that make me? A demon? But as I got older, I started asking harder questions. I found out he had his darkness too. Drug use, criminal records, and violence. I realized the prison visits I remembered as a child were not some mysterious absence, but part of a life he spent caught in the system. He had both sides. A light so bright his family adored him, and a shadow so heavy it eventually consumed him. For a long time, I thought that shadow was my inheritance, that I was cursed to repeat his path. And for years, I did. I spiraled in my own darkness, just like he had. But then a revelation came. In search of the light on my journey, I reached out to my godfather, my dad's childhood best friend, and I learned something that broke me open. My father's drug abuse began when he was just 10 years old, when an older family member thought it would be funny to give a child heroin. Think about that. A child at just 10 years old. And suddenly, I saw it. A pattern. Because the same thing happened to me. Around the same age, an older family member thought it would be funny to give me alcohol until I was blacked out, and commemorate it all with a photo. A father and son both dragged into darkness by jokes that were really violations. But here's the difference. My father didn't recover before it was too late. I still can. And so now, every step I take toward the light, I walk for both of us. For him, for me, and for every broken branch on our family tree. Family, this is why I believe the darkness doesn't just exist, it hunts the light. It looks for the brightest souls, the tender hearts, the ones who might have changed the world, and it tries to drown them early. That's why old depictions of hell show souls reaching up from the pit, dragging others down with them, because that's what darkness does. But here's the greater tragedy. When someone gets dragged down, too often we turn our backs. We stop seeing them as a part of our family. We call them criminals, addicts, and monsters. We lock them away in cages and strip them of their humanity. And then we act surprised when they live up to the labels we've given them. I don't deny that some people choose evil, but I believe many more are created by systems and neglect. And I believe we've lost more light this way, more geniuses, more leaders, and more prophets than we'll ever know. If we had offered them hands instead of shackles, healing instead of punishment, family instead of abandonment, maybe they wouldn't have drowned. Maybe they don't still have to. Bob Marley sang, "Johnny was a good man." I know what he meant. My father was both, light and dark, and maybe the world couldn't see past the shadow, but I believe the divine saw his heart, and I believe I'm here to carry forward what he couldn't finish. And so, I won't turn my back on the next Johnny, because if we are truly family, and if we are truly children of love, then we have to act like it. Until then, we'll keep losing our brightest lights, and we'll keep watching more Johnnies fade into the darkness. And now a prayer for my beloved spiritual and code sister Malika. Divine Mother, may we see the light in every fallen soul. Divine Father, give us the courage to reach for those drowning in shadow. May our love be the lifeline that restores them. Ashe, Amin, and Amen. So family, are there any in your life who need that lifeline? Who need to be reminded that they are more than their mistakes? If so, try reaching out. Remind them. Share this message with someone who might need it. And if this message speaks to you, help me spread it by liking, commenting, sharing, or simply whispering it into the wind. And if you'd like to show your support, I appreciate any donations at the link in my bio. Thanks for watching, family. See you next time. Same fire, new rhythm.